So with this, we have our veteran speaker, Scott Davis, back with us. Do you prefer jazz or classical? It's going to be an amazing session, and that's why I wanted to do this, okay? So let's once again put our hands together. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you so much. Oh, yes, you can hear me. Ah, very nice. You clapped early, though. You don't know what I'm going to say. You maybe be better if I didn't have a microphone. That's always a consideration as well. So I wanted to come up with a title that was a bit intriguing. And so before I tell you why I'm making you make this decision, I want you to think for a moment, which do you prefer, jazz or classical? Venkat has already told me that he prefers country, so he's no longer allowed to be in this keynote. I'm going to have to ask him to leave. So my name is Scott Davis. We're actually going to be talking about Java and JavaScript here, but sometimes these can be so emotional issues, such sensitive issues, that we can talk about other things. For instance, when I was in school, I was definitely a jazz player. I played trombone, bass trombone in the jazz band for years. But my wife, I married her, she played flute in the classical symphony. So as you're thinking about jazz versus classical, realize that it is entirely possible for people to get along, yes? If you don't. I'm a programmer, obviously. My wife is a project manager. And we managed to get along just fine, have two beautiful kids. So my son thinks he wants to be a programmer. And I told him, if you play your cards right, your dad was a programmer, your mother was a project manager, you will rule the world if you learn well from both of us. It's easy to come up with arbitrary decisions that we have to make, like jazz versus classical or things like that, because we're programmers here. Let me turn around and ask you, how many of you are programmers here? Yes, of course, you're at a software conference, yes? And so you're familiar with the bit, right? The binary digit, the fundamental building block of what we do. A bit is either 0 or 1, true or false, yes or no, black or white. You get the idea, right? And what's so wonderful about this, it's why our job is so easy as a computer programmer, because everything boils down to a simple yes or no answer, right? Oh, rats. Well, perhaps this is closer to what the real world looks like. Sliders.